What's up, y'all? Bill C here. Today we are discussing bus compressor calibration. This is how I like to do it. I got the idea from Michael Brower's site, so if you want to read up on it over there, go to mbrower.com and then hover over biography, go to Q&A, hit that, come on down here to ABCD calibration setup, hit that, and you can read about it here. Basically, the idea is you want to match the volume going into the compressor to the volume going out of the compressor. So I'm going to set this up with the SSL bus compressor, which I just bagged for $40 USD, and it's Tuesday. It should be the same price until Friday. I haven't listened to the difference between this and the Waves version, but for $40 it was worth bagging. The way this is set up, we're going from the signal generator to the SSL to the VUMT, which you can see over here on the 2-bus signal generator, SSL, VUMT. So I like to calibrate my compressors to minus 18 dBFS, which means you have a bunch of headroom before you hit 0 dBFS. You can see that over here on the signal generator. If I turn the generator on, you see VUMT goes to minus 18, signal generator's on, VUMT is on, and this is minus 18. The point of calibrating the compressor is you want the compressor to do 1 decibel of gain reduction, but make up that 1 decibel here so that when the minus 18 hits this, it exits this also at minus 18. So just like the signal generator causes a minus 18, we want the output from the compressor to do the same thing. There are at least 2 values to that. The first value is that louder is better. Meaning, if you hear something louder, you're going to think it sounds better. So it's in your best interest to volume match whatever it is you're comparing. If you bypass this compressor, you want to compare the effect, not the volume. The second value is if you put more plugins after this, you want to be able to bypass this without changing the volume that's going to the rest of the plugins. I've seen this problem with a lot of people's tutorials. They'll bypass something in the center of a chain and the volume jumps up or drops down to the point where you can't tell what it was bringing to the table at all. So basically, regardless of how many things you have in this chain, if the signal comes in at minus 18, you want to see it down here at minus 18. Unless, of course, you're going to something like a limiter, which is going to press everything up to maybe minus 0.1 dBFS. But other than that, you want the signal level to remain constant. So this is the factory default setting of the SSL. This is not the way I would set it up, but let's see what effect it has. We got minus 18 going from the signal to VUMT. When we put the SSL bus comp in, now it's dropped to minus 18.8. I'm going to mute the output so we don't have to keep listening to the tone. So if I'm using an SSL bus compressor for rock, which is mainly what I mix, I'll be on 4:1, not 2:1 ratio. Auto comes back extremely slowly, so I'm going to start out at 0.1. Attack of 0.1 is extremely aggressive, so I'm going to start out at 30. Makeup gain for now should be 0. That way we can judge the effect on the output volume of moving the threshold to the point where it's doing minus 1 dB of gain reduction. So let's see what that looks like on VUMT. Signal without compressor is minus 18. Let's put the compressor in. The way it's set up right now, it's still showing minus 18, but that doesn't tell us anything because it isn't doing any gain reduction. So if it's not reducing the gain, you shouldn't expect to see a reduction in gain between minus 18 here and minus 18 there. So now we're going to roll the threshold back to get to minus 1. So let's say that's correct. So the signal's entering at minus 18. It's doing the -1 dB gain reduction we want. Now we're going to use the makeup to put it as close to -18 here as we can. And there we go. For my starting setup, this compressor is now calibrated. It's seeing -18 coming in. It's doing 1 decibel of gain reduction. The makeup of 1.3 decibels is putting it back on -18. The point being that the compressor engages for 1 decibel of gain reduction at -18, and if I bypass it, there's now no difference in the output volume. So now I save this preset. And then I make it the default. So now anytime I want to use the SSL bus compressor on the 2 bus, as soon as I load it up, it's ready to go. I don't have to do any of this stuff again. One extra thing is it says down here mono bus compressor. The 2 bus is a stereo track. Left and right are separate. So what I like to do is load up compressors as multi-mono plugins instead of multi-channel plugins. So that's it. Hope you got something out of this. Bill C, 2017. I'm out.